And lastly, the career and technical endorsement. These are for the students who are interested in taking the CTE courses, like your health sciences, like your ag, like your business and marketing, things of that nature. And you have to complete the program because it's a 2-year program. And one of the other counselors will kind of get more into that a little later on in the presentation. But if you graduate with the career and technical endorsement, you need to have 26 credits or more. You have to have a 2.5 GPA, earn a silver level on the ACT work keys. And the work keys is an assessment that'll be given. I've already mentioned the 26 credits. You must successfully complete 1 CTE dual credit or earn articulated credit in the high school CTE course, work-based learning experience or career pathway experience, and earn a State Board of Education approved national credential.
Hey guys, this is Miss Michelle here. I am one of the other counselors here at Terry High School, and I want to say here at this point that the academic endorsement and the distinguished academic endorsement are the endorsements that meet the college entry requirements. The traditional diploma would be community college entrance requirements. So when you're thinking about what endorsement you want to work toward, just know that the academic and the distinguished is the ones that's going to allow you to meet the 4-year university entry requirements.
Okay, state assessments. At the end of this year, you all will be taking state assessments if you all are enrolled in these particular courses. Students are required to take and pass 4 subject area assessments. The first one is Algebra 1, English 2, Biology 1, and US History. So those of you that are enrolled in Algebra 1 this semester, English 2, Biology, and US History, you all will sit for the state test in the spring of this year. And you're required to pass those state tests or meet particular requirements for these particular state tests. Students are required to take the ACT their junior year. On March 23rd, all juniors will take the ACT. On March 30th, all 10th graders will take the ACT. CTE students are required to take the CPAS assessment, and ACT work keys will be offered to CTE completers. Remember, when you take the ACTs, take it very seriously. There are some resources and materials that you can get to kind of study and familiarize yourself with the ACT, because this will matter in terms of your endorsement that you choose, your academic endorsement and your distinguished endorsement.
Hey guys, one thing that's different this year as far as the state assessments is due to COVID, you have to participate in the testing. You must sit for that test, but this year you don't necessarily have to receive a certain score toward graduation. You must take the test though in order to get your credit for Algebra 1, English 2, Biology, and US History. So you have to pass your class and you have to take that test this year. So that's very important that you pay attention to those dates and those calendars. And those dates are already posted on the Terry High School website.
Good morning. My name is Ms. Pace, and I'm one of the counselors here. And we're excited to help you think about next year's schedule. Later on today, we're going to take you to SAMS, and we're actually going to help you click on classes for your schedule next year. So before we do that, I wanted to go over some classes that you will put on your schedule. You're 9th graders, so we're thinking about your 10th grade year. So the first thing is next year's schedule is going to be a little different in that it will be an A-B block schedule, an A-B schedule, not a block schedule like this year. It's just an A-B schedule where you will take 4 classes on one day. The next day you will take 4 different classes, and those classes that are whole credit classes, whole credits, will last all year long. So the difference is they won't end, your whole credit classes will not end at Christmas. They will go the entire year. All of you will take an English class, and your English class will be your state subject area class. It will be English 2. So that will be double blocked. You will have English 2 on one day, and then the next day you will take World Lit. And both of those classes will last all year long. Another class that you will take will be a math class. So most of you are in algebra, so you will take geometry, or if you're in geometry this year, you will take algebra 2. And that class will last all year. Now, something I didn't say about English, let me go back and say, you do have the option of taking an honors English 2 class, but that's for students who score a 4 or a 5 on your ELS test that you're taking this year, or on the state test that you'll take at the end of the year. So you'll take 2 classes that are English, World Lit and English 2. You'll take a math class that's either geometry, if you're in Algebra 1 this year, or if you're in geometry this year, it'll be Algebra 2. The next class that you'll think about putting on your schedule is your science class. So we either want you to choose physical science or chemistry or human A&P if you're going into one of the CTE, the health science. Now, if you're in, if you struggle a little bit, you may want to consider physical science. If you're really, really good at math and you want to challenge, chemistry is a little harder. Usually physical science is an introduction to chemistry and also an introduction to physics. The next class that you'll consider will be your history class. And so for you guys, it will be government and economics, or honors government and honors economics. Now, these classes are a little different in that they are a half a credit. So these classes, you'll take one the first semester, it'll go through Christmas, and then the other class, so it may be government that you take first, and that ends at Christmas, and then you'll take economics for the rest of the year. So your whole credit classes will last all year, and your half credit classes will last a semester. So far we've gone over English will be 2, then you'll have a math, you'll have a science, and you'll have a history. So that's 5 slots out of 8. The next class that you're going to all take will be a seminar class. The slide that we're showing now contains electives. Now, keep in mind when you're thinking about, because we're always thinking about graduation and the requirements for graduation. So we want everyone to have a fine art. This is something that you may have this year or you may not. Chances are you've not taken a fine art, and your art credit can be received in a number of different ways. You can take visual art, which is a whole credit class. If you've already had visual art, you could take Studio Art 1. If you've already had Studio Art 1, you would sign up for Studio Art 2. You can also take graphic design and photography, and those go together, and they're both half credit courses. You could also take music appreciation. That's a whole credit class. Intro to theater is a whole credit. If you've had intro to theater, then you would take theater 2. If you're in band, band can serve as your credit for art. And of course you would continue band if you're already in band this year. But it's just going to be 1 credit, and it'll just be 1 class, as opposed to, I think maybe some of you took 2 classes this year, but next year on the AB schedule, it will just be 1 class all year long. And then we have choir, which is the same thing. It'll be 1 class all year. Dance, and then if you were in dance 1 this year, you may want to take dance 2. So we strongly encourage everyone to sign up when we're doing your schedule later on, to sign up for at least 1 fine art, because that is part of your graduation requirements. So your other elective will just be a general elective. You could take health is required. So if you've not had health, we want you to take health, which is a half a credit, and we want you to pair it with community and personal leadership. Chances are you've all had Mississippi Studies, but if you've not had Mississippi Studies, we want you to go ahead and take that, and you can pair that with health or pair it with community and personal leadership. You'll notice that anytime you take a half credit course, you need to take another half credit course to pair with that. You may be interested in a foreign language. Keep in mind, again, we're always working toward a goal. And if your goal is to go to have the endorsement for the distinguished academic and go to a 4-year college straight from high school, you have to have 2 years of the same foreign language. So you can start that next year. You could take Spanish 1. Now, what's different on the AB is that you only take one foreign language per year. So you certainly wouldn't want to wait till your senior year to start your foreign languages. But you could take Spanish 1. If you've had Spanish 1 this year, you may want to go ahead and take Spanish 2. If you've had Spanish, probably you haven't had Spanish 2, but there may be a few. If you've had Spanish 2, you may want to take Spanish 3. And then we have African American history, and then yearbook. But yearbook, you have to fill out the application, and that has to be approved. Here are some other electives. If you're already in JRTC, you may want to continue that. If you're not in it and you're interested, it's a great program. We have great instructors. You may want to sign up for that. If you play sports, that will be one of your electives, but you have to be on the team. So be very cautious if you're not already on the team. We don't want you to put down advanced fitness until you make the team. And we usually get a roster of the coaches later on in the year. We also encourage you, if not this year, at some point, we want you to take an advanced placement course. This is very beneficial. The reason I always encourage people to take honors or AP is to be challenged. So you may be challenged just taking the regular class, and that's fine, but you may not be challenged with regular classes, and you may need honors or AP. We always want to challenge you and for you to challenge yourself. So these are the classes that we have that are AP classes. For AP music, I would always have maybe a little background in music. That would be very beneficial. AP psychology, you really don't have to have a lot of background in psychology to take that. AP human geography is something new this year, and it's been very successful. And then we have AP Spanish, and I would at least have taken through 2, possibly 3 before you took an AP Spanish class. And then we have our career academic electives, and they're listed there, the business fundamentals, personal finance, and business law. And notice the half credit behind there is because those are half credit classes. So again, if you take a half credit class, you need to pair it with another half credit. Computer science, very, very important. Computer science is one of those electives like the fine art that's required for graduation. So if you didn't have a computer credit in 8th grade or this year, you certainly want to go ahead and get that computer credit out of the way. And then if you've had computer science and you're interested in computer science, which is a great field to think about going into, AP computer science would be the class you would take next. And then we have biomedical science 1 and 2. And that's a science class that's kind of an investigating class. You have forensics and things like that you're going to study. One of those classes does not equal a science, but if you complete both 1 and 2, that can equal a science toward graduation. All right. PE is also, when we think about graduation electives, we got the 1 fine art that's required, 1 computer credit that's required. You have to have a half a PE and a half a health. So PE, if you take dance, that can serve as a PE, because we no longer have a PE class here at Terry, because that's beginning to be offered in middle school. But at Terry, you can get your PE credit through dance. You can get it through choir or a band. You can also get it through JRTC if you take that a number of years. Actually, if you take JRTC 4 years, that can be your health and your PE. And I think that may be, and then of course, if you're in a sport, that would be your PE credit as well. So we're always, all the counselors, we're broken down into alphabet. So each of us have a segment of the alphabet that we're responsible for. And we're always, we want to encourage you to keep track of your classes and to be aware of the requirements for graduation, but know that we're doing that as well. So we encourage you to think about the classes. Remember, you want English, you're going to have 2 English 2 in World Lit, a math class, science. your government economics, your sophomore seminar, and then 2 additional electives. Thank y'all so much.
All right, at this point, we're going to talk about career and technical education. I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Newell. You know very well. He's currently the director of our Career Center at Hines Community College, and he's going to be going over some more information about career and technical, and then I will pick back up in just a moment.
Hey guys, how are y'all? Long time no see. Well, not really. It's been 2 weeks. It's going to take just a second to transition over. Miss Michelle, can you see that? Hey guys, can you see that one?
Yes, we can see it.
All right, everyone. Listen, it is a pleasure to come and talk to you again. Like Miss Michelle said, I am the director of the Career and Technical Education Center over at Raymond at the Career and Technical Center as part of Hines Community College. As you can see, we have instructors for you there. We're going to go through each of these programs, so I will not go ahead and do that for you right now. I will just go ahead and get right into the slides. Ms. Michelle hit and Ms. Green hit on some assessments earlier. The acuplacer test is one of those things that identifies your knowledge base on getting into certain programs here at the Career and Technical Center. We also, the rest of those are actually, the CPAS is something that you take during your first and second year. And then the ACT work keys is something that you need, not only for the programs that we have here, but employers are really, really looking for a silver level. Even most of your technical things like Nissan and Continental, Hunter Enterprises that are around here, all those different type of places, you need to have a silver level even to apply for some of those jobs. So those are some of the things that we want to do for you over here at the Career and Technical Center. So let's get into our programs real quick. I don't want to hold you up too much, but agriculture. Agriculture, again, a GPA requirement for that is a 2.0. You have to take a test. I'm not going to go over this with every single one of these programs, but you have to have a posted ACT or acuplacer score to be able to get into the program. So you don't have to have a specific score, but you do have to have a posted score. So make sure that you're signing up. If you're ninth grade, make sure that you're signing up for the ACT. If you do want to get into the classes at the Career and Technical Center, then we can go ahead and have you take the acuplacer before the end of this year as well. Dual credit hours for agriculture, which means that you will, when you graduate from high school, if you complete these courses, you will have 4 hours of credit waiting on you at the college level already. So that's a huge, huge benefit for people who are looking to go for that career and technical part of it. The courses are right there, first and second year. You see how you'll do the concepts of agriculture, then plant-based is what we do. The instructors tell me this is the #1 workforce in Mississippi. It is an ever-changing workforce. You need to stay on top of what's going on in the agricultural field. So if you have anything to do, or you like wildlife, or you like anything to do with your farming around your own, your own home, these are the skills that you'll need to help out with either the family, your wildlife conservation. If you're a hunter, if you like being outside, this is a heavy hands-on class that will prepare you for the planting and planting of your crops or planting of your food plots, even if you like to do stuff like that, or even being out for forestry or any of those kind of things. He even incorporates a little bit of he went down to a cow cell just last week. So those are kind of things that he'll take his students to do. So that's something that you need to think about. If you are that hands-on outside kind of person, that's a great course for you. Digital media. Digital media is one of those things that I know that kids are super, super excited about. But we need to let you know what those things are about. Mr. Plump tells me that most of the kids don't realize what's all inside of his program. So that's one of the things that I want to kind of give to you today. He goes over the platforms of building apps, and he does the social media piece of this, the TikTok, the Instagram, the Snapchat. He tells you how to incorporate that. And he does work with our business classes over here for kind of the marketing. When we do our business and marketing slide, that's kind of what he does when it comes to that as well. He incorporates those skills into that. He also has it's movie production, it's music production, it's video production. So all of those things are part of his course. The great thing about that is you get 14 college hours when you do that, 14 hours toward post-graduation credit for going into that. And I know a lot of you are into that media. A lot of you are into photography. A lot of you are into music. Mr. Plump does a great job in making sure that you understand how to do all the production side of that. And as far as the app building and the things to do with existing apps, he's into that for you as well. Business and management. Business and management is one of those things that a lot of you are going to want to be in, and it's a great program. Miss Walker does a great job of preparing kids with things like entrepreneurial skills, the office lingo, terminology that goes on into the program, knowledge base as far as what it takes to start up a business or keep a business going. She gets into the accounting part of it and what you need to do to make sure that you have a good bottom line, if either as a company employee or somebody who wants to create their own business. So it's a really great program. Again, let's look at that dual credit hours. You get 12 college credit hours going through that. I want to make sure that you understand that all of the instructors here at the CTC Center are college instructors. They work for Hines Community College. When you come into that and you get a certain amount of dual credit hours, those will be credited. As far as you do what you're supposed to do, those will be credited into your post-secondary education. So again, a great benefit for that. I also want y'all to take a look at the very bottom, the capacity. The capacity for Terry High School first-year students is only 30. These slots are going to fill up exceptionally fast. So keep that in mind as we're going through those, and keep a look down at the very bottom to see what the capacity is for first-year students. Health science, one of our largest CTC programs that we have. It's full almost every year. Again, look down at the bottom. There can only be 30 first-year kids from Terry High School, so make sure that you're in that. A little different from the other requirements. You have to have a 2.75. You have to make a 16 on the ACT or the acupuncture equivalent. The program, you need to have taken Biology 1 and Algebra 1. You need to make it a B in that. And whatever ELA class that you're presently in, you need to have at least a C average. You do get some college credit hours for that. And you need to make sure that you are looking at that and make sure that you understand that health science is anything that is health related. She goes into all different kind of aspects of the ER. She goes into regular practice. She gives you the LPN. She gives you the RN things. She gives you everything you need to know in case you are wanting to go into the medical field. So if you're thinking about being a doctor, or you're thinking about being a physical therapist, or you're thinking about being a nurse, or you're thinking about being a dentist, whatever those things are, she is the one that's going to walk you through that program. And at Terry High School, that is Miss Elizabeth Dunaway. She's actually there in room 155. If you have any questions about the program, if your counselors will allow you to speak with them, that would be a great thing. Again, 5 of the top 10 growing fields in America are part of that program as part of her field of study. So make sure that you give that a big look. And remember, again, there are only 30 slots available of a program as first year. So make sure that you get with your counselor very, very quickly about those 30 slots. Law and public safety, revamp law and public safety. We want to make sure that it's more hands-on. So I've spoken with Mr. Lyons, who is the instructor for that course, and we're going to incorporate things like pullovers. We're going to simulate a pullover from like a police officer. We're going to simulate fire, what it means to be a firefighter, if that's something that you want to do. If you're looking to be a lawyer, these are things that are going to go into how the penal code and how laws work. If you're looking to go into anything political science wise, this is one of those things for you that you need to do that. If you want to be a politician, or you want to help run a city, or you want a firefighter, even EMTs, anything like that you want to do. If you were looking to go into the military, this is again something else that you may want to look at. He's got a golf cart out there that they do drunk driving pullovers with. He's got these special goggles that you would use to go through that. He's working. We're going to go to a couple of field trips this year, one of them being to the FBI. There's a CIA and the U.S. Marshals have contracted with us, and they want to show our students what that's all about. So again, if you're looking at any field where it has anything to do with public service, he's going to cover that in that, fingerprinting. He's going to teach, how to do building searches. We're going to do mock trials with a judge and a jury kind of thing. So again, anything dealing with public service, a lawyer, if you're looking to go into any type of political science background, this is a course for you. One of the top part of that is that you'll get 12 college hours for completing that 2-year course. 12 college hours. Amazing. That's almost a semester worth of college credits within the program before you even graduate from high school. Industrial maintenance. This is anything to do with everything but the bricks and the sticks of a building. Okay, we don't go into bricklaying. We don't go into the construction of the framework, but everything else from the electrical, the HVAC, the welding, the pneumatics, the hydraulics, all of those things are part of this program. You'll learn how to build a circuit board for electricity. You'll learn how to weld. You'll learn how to run conduit. If you are anywhere into wanting to work with your hands and make sure that you build or create something, this is the course for you. No prerequisites as far as the ACT or Accuplace. You just have to take it. You have to have a 2.0 grade point average. And this is, again, 12 college hours before you ever leave high school, can be in your back pocket. Again, great program. If you like using your hands or you like working with things, I think they build deer stands, they build ramps, they build trailers, they build all those kind of things. So those are the things that if you are looking to work with your hands, again, I show you at the bottom of this, 30 first-year students is all we can get. So make sure that you are talking to your counselor if that's one of the things you want to do. Guys, this is your choice. It's your future. It's one of those things that it is time to start considering what tomorrow looks like once you're outside of your parents' house. And one of the things that's so important about being outside of your parents' house is you must make your own money. So the thing that the CTE programs do over here is they allow you to get a jump start on college. They give you college credit hours for that. It allows you to have a skill. You will get a certificate or a certification so that when you go to apply for jobs, if you don't want to go to a 4-year college, but let's go ahead and make that perfectly clear as we're speaking. If you want to go to a 4-year college and you want to go through the CTE programs, you still can go to a 4-year college. You will be as prepared as anyone else with any other certifications that they have or any other diploma that you have. You'll still be able to walk into those colleges. The only thing that you must take good special care of is that you make sure that you get your languages and things like that in conjunction with the CTE courses. But as far as being college and career ready, this is CTE makes that career part of it possible. You will be college ready, but you will also be career ready. You'll have credentials with that silver level on. We'll work to get you that silver level on the work keys, which will make sure that you get some extra points on your application when you go and look for a job. This is kind of one of those things that you get that pre-skills for a job before you ever go to college. You may think you want to be an engineer. You may think you want to be in construction. You go through this process and figure out, well, no, I actually want to be in business, or I actually want to be a nurse. Whatever the case may be, the time to figure out those mistakes are now. And the way to do that is to have hands-on responsibility with things. And that's what the CTC programs do. I just want to caution you very much that there's a limited amount of space here at the school. 30 spaces are for first years for all of these programs. So make sure that you get as quickly as you can, get with your counselors and make sure that you are with this right here. Okay. All right. Time waits for no one. Your time is coming to a place where you have to make decisions. Make decisions that will impact your life today. Tomorrow is a great thing. It is a great thing to look and hope for. But if you don't prepare for tomorrow, you are lagging today. So take the time, look over all the stuff. You have a great team at Terry High School who's going to take great care of you. They're not going to tell you to do something that is not beneficial to you and your future. So if you have any questions, make sure that you go by and speak to those 3 young ladies, any of the administrators there at Terry. I'm here for you. We also have our counselor here, Miss Trevita Horton is here, and she will take care of any of your needs. If you need to email me, you can email me on my old school email address. I'll try to answer those questions for you as well. So if there's anything that you need, just make sure that you understand that all these CTE programs are for the benefit of you. They are certificate and license-based programs that are to help you with college credit hours and for job skills for when you leave Terry High School. Okay, that's all I have. And I'm going to stop sharing at this point. Or back to Miss Michelle. Miss Michelle, look now, I timed myself. I didn't do too bad, Miss Michelle. Thank y'all again. Look, get with your counselors. Make sure, I don't want these slots for Terry High School kids to fill up. So make sure that you go ahead and you get those in so we can take care of the kids over at Terry High School. Thank y'all.
Hey, Miss Michelle, I'd like to say something if I could.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ms. Horton.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Ms. Horton, and I'm the counselor at the Career and Technical Center. I just I'm so glad to see you all today, and I wanted to let you know that we would love to have you at the Career Center. I wanted to add one more thing, just for all of our classes, we will be offering them at Terry High School, except for 2 of them, industrial maintenance technology and agriculture. I believe you will have to travel for those 2 classes. And if you have any questions for me, you can let me know. And like you said, he said, let Ms. Michelle or any one of your counselors know. And that's all I wanted to add. Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
Thank you, Terry High School. Y'all have a great day. Thank y'all. Great presentation so far. Good job.
All right, guys. I'm going to cover some more information. I think it's your volume. I'm going to cover some more information about career and technical education. They covered a lot of specifics. I'm going to cover some specifics that are specific to Terry High School. And then I'm going to cover some additional slides about each program. Ms. Green already reminded you guys, this has been shared with you. So I'm going to cover this pretty quick so I can get to the how you enter your courses. So I want to go through this pretty quick. Isn't it moving? All right. He mentioned agriculture, and this is just some more specific things about agriculture. If you're thinking of that, it is one of the top job outlooks in Mississippi. This has some of the top related occupations, but also some things you might not have thought of. Environmental scientists, veterinary technicians, agriculture and food service people, fish and poultry. So there's a lot of different opportunities with agriculture. There's also a lot of different technology available in agriculture. And you can see some of this. We do have the great resource in Hines Community College, and they have wonderful programs there that allows us to see some of the drone technology that they can use, some of the different things they can do with forestry and meat production, and a lot of different things that you'll get to be exposed to if you decide you want to be in part of this program. This program is a travel course. It does require 2 of your credit blocks. So if that's something you're interested in and you're worried about your electives, speak with your counselor, because we can work something out to see how we can get you into that program. Again, the ACT is required. So you guys are 9th graders. You have to have a test. I shared with you the registration deadline is coming up. But also we can set you up with the AccuPlacer if you miss that registration deadline. This is some more information about the business and marketing program and some of the different careers and outlook. Our business program can help you focus on any of these different areas. And it's a wonderful program. And we hope to get the student organizations and the student clubs even more active moving into next year as we kind of come back to school post-COVID. We hope to get some more of that involved. This has some of the different diploma pathways and some of the different 2-year and 4-year programs you can do in business. Finance and marketing, digital media. Digital media falls under arts, audiovisual, and communications. It has a ton of dual credit hours available for you. And guys, these dual credit hours transfer to the universities as well. Universities will work the same way as high school. You'll need so many electives when you get to universities, and these will fill in some kind of way. Many of them, they have partnerships where they'll fill in on your academic program as well. This talks about the different career pathways you can look for in digital media and some of the things like that. Health science, Mr. Newell already told you guys, is our most competitive program. It is also the one you have got to be the most prepared for. So we want to make sure you understand that going in. It is a very rigorous course pathway. It's the same way. It does have limited dual credit hours at this time. They may add some more in the future. But when we're educating you to go into the medical field in the future, it's our job to make sure you know your stuff, and we want to have you ready to be successful when you enter that once you get to college. So that's why it has some of the stricter requirements to get in and some of the more rigorous standards. This talks about the health science outlook and the different careers available in health science. Mr. Newell mentioned industrial maintenance technology. Guys, if you're interested in engineering, this could be a pre-engineering pathway. They cover lots of information that's going to benefit you, lots of terminology that you're not going to really get in any of our other programs. It is a travel course as well and does take 2 course blocks. So
Ms.
again,
Michelle,
if
Ms.
that's
Michelle, can I
something you're
interject for a
really
second?
interested in, make sure you let one of us know. This talks about the different careers. It talks about welding and some different things that are available, plant operator, engineers, different things that you can do once you start this type of program. Welding is, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. Just know that this is a future program that they hope to be able to offer in 22, 23. So just kind of know that that may be coming. Law and public safety. Mr. Newell talked about that program. It is here on our campus. It is limited spots for this program, but it is great. If you think you want to be a lawyer, a judge, working toward that, paralegals, forensic scientists, detectives, fire, EMTs, any of those type things fall under law and public safety and can give you some foundation. Government and public policy administration, it gives you an introduction to things that you're going to find in that program. Potential new courses might in the future might be engineering and hopefully one of the automotive pathways, either diesel or automotives again. Mr. Newell is really hoping to try and bring one of those courses back to our district. So just kind of know that those may be future courses. How do you sign up for a CTE program? You got to complete a paper application. The paper application is going to be posted in your class of 2024 Google Classroom. You have to apply to Hines Community College for the fall of 2021 semester. So that's a little different. You have to apply there, and we'll walk you through the steps and how to apply to the college. Again, you have to have that test score, register and take the ACT. I've sent you the steps that you would need on how to register for an ACT. As a 9th grader, you do have to pay for the ACT, so there is a fee associated with that. The deadline for the next test in April is tomorrow, March the 12th. So if that's something you're interested in and you want to go ahead and register for that and get that out, that's the instructions on how you do that. Now, here's
Ms.
how
Michelle.
you're going to sign up for your classes. I've already turned it back live in Active Student. So you will log on to your Active Student. Remember, your Active Student is hines.activestudent.net. You will need your username and your password. If you've forgotten, you can have your teacher send us an email. You can send us an email and we will get those requests back to you just as quick as we can. Once you log on to your Active Student, you should see something that now says click on course request. And I've circled it right here on the screen. Click on course request. You will see a menu. If we have any prescribed courses, like we may have already put in your English, you will see those. You cannot change anything that the counselors have already put in without an individual meeting with the counselor. So if you already see a course that's been assigned, you can't change that we'll meet with you and we'll discuss those options. All right, then you're going to click to add a new course request, and you will only see a pool of electives that are available for your grade level. So it's been narrowed down as to what you can take as a 10th grader. So find the course you want. They are in alphabetical order, so it's really easy. And then you will click submit. You will, and it shows you how to add a new course. You see how it's in alphabetical order. You'll find the course you want, and you will click submit. You will do that until you fill up all your elective options. So Ms. Pace already said, typically you're going to have 2 elective choices. If you have some CTE options that we need to discuss, you can add it and we'll discuss it. I'd rather you have more that we need to discuss than not enough. You will still need to meet with us to review your choices and graduation progress. But how we're going to handle those meetings is once you have entered your courses as an active student, you're going to complete this questionnaire. And I will post the questionnaire again in your Remind, but it has already been shared in your Google Classroom. And the last question on this questionnaire asks, have you entered your course as an active student? We will start pulling the students we meet with from those that have already completed that process. If you have not joined your class of 2024 Google Classroom, here's the Google Class code again, and here's the Remind code again. If you have any questions, all 3 counselors are available to answer those questions. And I'm going to see if we can go to the chat and see if we have any questions right now that your teachers have submitted.
I don't,
All right, one of the questions is, what dual credit classes can students take for next year? The dual credit that you can get involved in as a 10th grader will be on the CTE side. As 10th graders, you guys are not eligible for the academic dual credit yet, but you can take the dual credit through the CTE side. So we have to make sure that we completed applications, we're following up with that, and we have everything in place there. All right. If you're an athlete, somebody asked this question, a student who wants to know if he's an athlete, will he have space on his schedule to take CTE? That kind of depends on a lot of things. What sport would be one factor, and then what program. So there's a couple of different things there that we can work out, and sometimes it requires having a conversation with your coach, and we may have to look at some things. But if you play a sport that's going to meet during the day, you probably will not have room for it during your 10th grade year if you're going to have sports as a class. So that's one thing we can look at. More things will open up to you guys as 11th grade. Again, you'll only see the things that you're available in the for 10th grade. Okay, yes, I will put up the Remind screen again. Mr. Newell has something to say.
can you hear me? Can you hear me? No?
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions that they would like to submit? I'm going to pull up the Remind again.
Can you hear me, Miss Michelle? No?
All right, there's the Google Class and the Remind codes. If you guys can see any additional questions that come in. We're going to leave that up for a few minutes and see if we have any additional questions. Yes, active student is now live. You guys are the first class that we have done this presentation with. So you are welcome to log in to Active Student and enter your courses. If you run into any questions, you can send us emails, and I'm gonna go to this next slide that has our emails again. Many of you may know that. You can also send messages on Remind, and I will get to them as quick as I can.
Still can't hear me, Miss Michelle?
Oh, I was talking and I was muted. All right, it looks like there are no additional questions coming in on the chat. So if there's no additional questions, we are going to end the presentation at this time. Feel free to let us know if you have any additional questions that come in.
Can she hear me? I tried.
She gone.